just when you thought Blake Lively couldn't get any hotter.
You, you got what I need, but you say he just a friend, and you say he just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need, but you say he just a friend, but you say he just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need.
I've really been looking forward to this movie. I thought it looked fantastic. I was really excited for it. I thought the cast was great. But this movie has a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. 22! That's craziness, man. 22% for this movie on Rotten Tomatoes. What are critics smoking? I mean, okay, sure, fine. Let's say you don't like the movie. But lower than Wolverine? Lower than Daredevil? Lower than X-Men 3, for God's sake? I mean, come on! Come on, Mom! This wedding is horseshit. Anyway, so basically the plot of this movie is that Hal Jordan, played by Ryan Reynolds very well, is basically space roofied. I mean, that's what he is. I mean, he's basically fed space roofies and then sent up to Oa and taught how to be a Green Lantern. Oa. Everything on Oa was amazing. Really, I thought everything that was on that planet was spectacular. The first half of this movie is great. Really, I was watching it being like, man, here we go. What's going on? Am I watching the same movie everybody else is? I mean, this is fantastic. But then the second half, it kind of took a bit of a slide, and the dialogue got weaker. It was very strange. But back to the good stuff. Mark Strong gives an amazing performance as Sinestro. I mean, he's incredible in this movie. Really, he's an amazing performer, and he's rapidly becoming one of my favorite actors. Blake Lively, like I said, she's good. Peter Sarsgaard, one of my favorite actors. He gives a great performance. Really nice to see Peter Sarsgaard finally used for something nice. Tim Robbins was great. The cast really works well together, but the dialogue and the script really hold it down. Everything on Earth is pretty mediocre in the second half, and most of it in the second half takes place on Earth, unfortunately. And the other big problem I had, I didn't really like the villains. I think that it would have been better had they have had one villain. I think one villain would have been fine, and it probably would have been a really good movie. And I think that this movie should have been longer. Really. I have a feeling that there's a lot more movie here that they could have put in. Did anybody else think that Mark Strong, if you paint his face in this movie just like a shade of aqua blue, he looks exactly like Squidward? Just me? Alright. I enjoyed this movie. This movie was fun. Like, really fun. Honestly, I had a blast with this movie. I mean, I think the editing is pretty poor. The dialogue could be better. Ryan Reynolds, I thought, did a great job as a character. I really like this movie, though. Honestly, if somebody said, hey, Chris, should I see Green Lantern? I'd be like, yes. It's fun. A lot of people aren't going to like it. For some, I don't know why, but I think if you come into this movie holding The Dark Knight against it, you will hate it. Because Dark Knight, how many movies, not just superhero movies, how many movies are as good as The Dark Knight? Very, very few. So if you come in with a preconceived notion that if it isn't Dark Knight, then it sucks, I can't help you out, brother. But for me, I really enjoyed Green Lantern. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I would recommend everybody go out and see it. I think that it's just for the effects alone. I mean, the effects are amazing. Like, it's Avatar quality. These creatures that they create, it blew me away what they were able to do with them. It was a lot of fun. I would probably see it again on DVD, and I would recommend people go out and see it. I really enjoy it. It's a fun movie. 8 out of 10 for Green Lantern. I want to give a shout out to my buddies Chris, Zach, and his brother Matt and Spencer for hanging out with me tonight, going to the movies. Very fun time. Salute to you, brothers. I still gotta see Super 8. I've been kind of sick this week, and I'll come back to that, but 8 out of 10 for Green Lantern. Green Lantern doesn't shine as brightly as I hoped, but it's pretty bright.